Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have another match of the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Standard Tournament Season 6. This is a match of loser bracket round 2 between Engel and CheckRaise. In the commentary booth we have Hackmania and Melqui. And trackers today are Etium, Shadow and Purple. Say hello and take it from here.
Hello, everyone. Hope you are all having a fabulous day, great weekend. I know I'm excited for this match. How about you?
Hey, how's it going, Mel? I'm doing great. I'm excited for some more OoTR action. We've got Season 6 matchup here, lower bracket, round 2. The 30 seed Engel and the 41 seed CheckRaise. We've got a stats page look here. What do you see, Melqui?
I mean, I see some numbers. So let's talk about, those seeds. So Engel 30 seed, CheckRaise 41. Engel knocked down here by Exodus, who is the number 3 seed. So that was a really great matchup. Did defeat Brunus in the first round. Also a great matchup. CheckRaise. Oh no, I lost. Where's CheckRaise on here? Check. I know CheckRaise also had fabulous matches. I just don't remember against who off the top of my head.
They lost their first round to just Sam, and they won against El Wafo.
Nice. Yep. Yeah, Wafo was a newcomer to top 64 this year, I believe. So put up a good fight against CheckRaise, and just Sam, one of our Quebec runners, who is also fabulous.
Indeed. Yeah, I think this is not an unstandard, a strange land for Engel. I think last year they had quite a run through the lower bracket, so they're hoping to do the same, replicate the same efforts here. Unfortunately, they got knocked down there by Exodus. Exodus, a very, very strong runner, but hopefully we can see these two racers, whoever wins this one, go on to bigger and better things throughout the losers bracket. So be starting off here in just about a minute. These these 1v1 comparison, there is no 1v1 comparison, but there are several shared races together. Now in you know, head-to-head and multi-person pools are a lot different racing strategies. So we might look at the average times perhaps, or your best times ever, maybe do a slightly better comparison. But it does say that CheckRaise it does have that advantage in all races recorded by race time.
Yeah, almost. I think it was something like 4-1, 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
But in this seed here, we have a child start, which is fun. We get to find out a spawn early on. We are starting with a medallion, which is really great because with 5 path hints, in theory, you're getting one for all of your dungeon bosses. And Sun Song start. How do you feel about Sun Song start?
Well, Sun Song start, I think you can really take advantage of your child spawn with Sun Song, just depending on where you drop in, which we will see right now. It's in market.
Of course it's in market. Not the worst thing, but I feel like more often than not, when you are spawning in market as child, you're finding Prelude, like, in Lon Lon Branch in about, 45 seconds.
Wouldn't trust anything other Tyrannobot than that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Sunsong offers a little more, like, fun tech. It's a pseudo-warp song, which we will likely see that get taken advantage of.
I would expect to see a bit of a longer child here, instead of the kind of patent meta play of going to Lon Lon and then straight to adult. I think with Sun Song you might see just a bit more of an extended child by both runners. Of course, that depends on what they decide to do in this 1v1 as we head into Lon Lon and check out Talon and his chickens.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point. Like, not having to think about time of day at all, not having to think about how you're getting back into market can really change how you route that opening. I don't believe either of these runners are really Valley Lakers, but with Sunsong, they might.
Yeah, it's definitely on the table. Something you could do.
Ooh, and a nut upgrade to start off this seed.
You know, runners will never say no to resources early on in a seed.
Rush Skull Mask. All right.
And Malin is going to teach us a song here.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting things is neither of these runners opted to check Temple of Time hints before exiting market.
Oh, that is a very interesting call there.
And we did get Requiem, which is great. It's another free song, one we can pick up as child. CheckRaise trying to preserve a stick here. Positioning a little off, but got it eventually.
Got the still stick. Right, so that's Requiem, taught by Malin. So, probably just play that out of the silo instead of. Yep. That's what
Yeah,
they're gonna do.
I think you could really go either way there. You know, you have a guaranteed way back to market, which we talked about with that spawn. It is another song. You find out kind of early on, okay, do I need beans? Do I need to be thinking about beans? For whatever is on the archway here.
Let's see if we can't chain another song from Requiem.
I think that was a
Our
piece of
first
heart.
hit.
Flames in the Royal Tomb, dead. And yep, just a piece of heart up on the arch.
The only difference in your screen. Oh, there's Zelda's Lullaby out at the Colossus. The only difference here is that CheckRaise stopped to collect a skull in the market guardhouse before coming out here to Lon Lon and following the same footsteps as Engel.
Yep.
That is a save and quit for Engel, so they are going to go back to market.
And we do have a prediction going right now. Who is going to take this match? Gamble your fake money responsibly, chat.
Get that Gamba in.
Right. So actually some nice-ish songs. Lullaby is going to get us another song in Graveyard once we go there. But no items.
Yeah, still no items. ZL going to be obviously used to its fullest here, getting it early into the seed. So a lot of nice routing options there with Suns and with ZL. You can hopefully get many checks that you wouldn't normally get in a child one. So.
Yep. All right, Engel taking advantage of that Sun song. Gonna be doing Richard here and grabbing an extra 20 bucks. Richard, the best boy in the game.
What
His
a good
mom
boy.
will... Oh. All right. Strong
I'd
boy.
say that is a pretty good boy, yeah.
That's a good boy, yeah. And CheckRaise, not far behind, also going to be picking up that strength. And
Good,
with
strong
that,
boy, it's right.
yep. With that, Engel is going adult, and okay, Skull Kid dead.
Chicken's
Chicken's dead. Skull Mask, also a strength upgrade. Where's Sonic?
Haha!
Sonic Arpika? You would also have a blind strength pickup? It looks like.
Interesting. Interesting that you don't go by the key. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter either way. Okay, you don't have Nocturne.
Yeah, I mean,
just going adult makes sense.
yeah, they're... Well, at least Engel. It looks like we're going to get a little divergence here. CheckRaise is leaving.
Ooh, not checking Temple of Time hints. I bet they would like to have the Keaton mask. Oh, maybe they're just farming a little bit more rupee.
Yep. Yeah, probably just wants to buy a shield. Oh,
Makes sense to me. Oh, heading on to CAC.
Okay, so going through CAC, obviously this means that you can pick up the song in Composer Grave. We already know that the torches are dead, so there's no real benefit to doing that as child, which means CheckRaise is probably going to lose some time doing chickens here.
Yep, gonna pick up a chicken right away. They're gonna kick themselves just a bit when they see that hint at TOT, but, I mean, what can you do? It's just a few seconds, only with 4 chickens nowadays. Not the end of your race.
Yeah, it's more of a, you hear this a lot. With Sun Song, it's much easier to get back here later, but it's also kind of hard to just ignore a Sphere Zero check when you don't know when you'll be going child again. And that was unfortunate. Jumping off with the chicken instead of throwing the chicken. But with the removal of the song sometimes hints, the odds of getting a chicken's hint is pretty high. So you'll see runners kind of forego it.
Indeed a fair point. Alright, so CheckRaise is going to get the unfortunate news here soon enough, but we see Engel hiking over to CAC and going to start their adult Sphere Zero checks.
There is that piece of heart. And I talked straight through the medallion layout. So sorry about that.
We do have our stones and medallion set. Our stones are Jabu, fire, and water. Spirit Temple will grant us the forest medallion. We do have the fire medallion in our pocket, but if you couple that with the water medallion from the forest temple, then you can get the song on the Ravaged Village. Our lax, our light arrow cutscene, will be held by Dodongo's Tavern and Shadow Temple. And then finally, the light medallion is Deku Tree.
Yeah, so worst case scenario, we already have Lullaby and Requiem, so that Nocturne, I would say, is the scariest option left. And then, of course, we get down to the Storms, the Eponas.
The first OoTR seed I ever commentated was with you, Milkweed, and we had Nocturne on AD, so...
I mean, it's
a
classic.
bomb
Ooh, bombs. Alright. And there is Nocturne in the Composer Grave.
Alright, so that takes off another one from the OT. Oh, big chest here, CAC, open grotto. That is Shadow Temple Path to Phantom Ganon.
Alright. Ooh, and a Goron tunic. Love that. Alright, CheckRaise. Oh, setting time of day for Dompe digging, it looks like.
Oh,
Okay,
clever. Instead of having to walk out of CAC. Yeah, I like that. You play the song. Yep, I like that. Bomb refill.
12 Angry Birds, we are able to pull the reward layout on the back end. We can't pull anything else from the seed, but the rewards are accessible to the bot on the back end. In general, it does not matter. We just like to put the names on there anyway so that they're not just blank circles. Shadow can't be bait for Forest Song. Yep, that is true. We have Sarias.
Yeah, the thing to keep in mind there, Temple of Time states that the Skullmask trade quest locks the strength upgrade, so that is early progress available in Spirit Temple. And that is the green, that's our green medallion, or our forest medallion, which will get us the prelude song that actually locks 2 songs. So, some very powerful information early on in this seed.
Yeah, we'll find out. Early Nocturne, obviously. We'll find out how soon we get, you know, a look at Magic, Din's availability. Is that nuts or another bomb bag up there?
CheckRaise gonna take another peek.
I think it's nuts.
I believe that is yeah. So Night Cack. After done pandemicing, Night Cack to get some quick skull collection here from CheckRaise.
And I mean, I think it's good to push 10 in my opinion. Yeah, sometimes it's not gonna pay out, but I feel like the faster you collect 10, the sooner you're likely to be able to stop thinking about skulls.
Yeah, I think your first 10 skulls are just on the way, basically speaking. So it's a very that was the first check in Jabu. I did not see. Was it dead?
It's yep.
Okay.
I think it's money.
A huge rupee.
Riley, another of the top 64 runners, trolling in chat a little. What's a gold skull? Welcome in, Riley. We are not in go mode yet.
And not quite yet. Okay, so Dompe race and CheckRaise taking the hike here. Interesting play.
Yeah, this is surprising. You do not usually see this as child. Oh. Okay, this is very tight timing, so I will be very impressed if CheckRaise gets this on first try. You can make it to this with this. Oh no! Just missed it.
Just clipped the corner there.
Yep.
Alright, CheckRaise.
Ooh,
bomb
shoes. We have a bomb bag, but bomb shoes are nice. Okay, I think that should get it. Yep. Okay, and our magic, which is actually in logic because we do have a bomb bag from the man on roof in CAC. So, Shadow could very well be our first bow or hookshot after one piece of the puzzle is found.
Taking that early strength for all it's worth, CheckRaise. I'm gonna clear out the shortcut here from Goron City to Lost Woods.
Exactly, segue.
Yeah, not a very common route being displayed here by CheckRaise. I'd say it's even rarer than Valley Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping to get the better of Engel here with a bit of an off-meta Child 1 section.
Mm-hmm.
But Engel is collecting some good items on the way and some good information, so we'll have to see how it pays off here for CheckRaise.
Yeah, and it could be as simple as, you know what, the song here is really valuable. It could be that Kokiri sword chest, which you can't get as an adult, could be valuable.
I think
maybe the information.
I think Minuet would be a really good score here. Just Serenade. That's still useful.
Yeah, Serenade is nice. Fire Temple. To Bongo Bongo. Our stone fire temple is finding a way today, everyone. We do not know Frogs 2 yet.
Engel gonna go clear out the first medallion dungeon for them. That would be
We now
Dodongo's
know
Cavern.
Frogs 2.
Yep, we now know Frogs 2.
And 50's dead.
The other Skull Mask Kent in DC. So CheckRaise is not going to be finding that until they go to the Temple of Time.
Yep. Yeah.
Not that it would really make a difference here, but you could have seen something perhaps if they had found it here in Lost Woods or Kokiri Forest.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Purple, don't give us hope. We're not seeing Child DC.
No.
I think I have once seen someone do child DC in a race, and I believe it was a weekly, and they just had, like, the end to finish, and I'm like, well, they're already running through here to clean up Child Goron City. Do they just go in and finish? And sure enough.
Big chest.
And Rudo's letter.
Okay, Rudu's letter.
That's a lot of... It's a lot of stone Jabu.
Yeah, that we have already bemoaned the positioning of that hint check, not doing the first part of the Skullmaster trade quest, that being turning in the Keaton mask here in CAC. So that's a bit of an unfortunate.
Yep. And a stick upgrade, and this is that semi-warp song we were talking about with Sun Song. Here, back at the start of Lost Woods.
Easy peasy.
Oh. Okay. So, with that, and with Serenade, I would not be surprised to see CheckRaise go into Lake now.
It's not an unusual sight we've seen here in Season 6. An early adult one versus an extended child one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, there is a chance that that is bait for a slingshot, but I feel like if you're still child, you just take that. You take that chance.
Oh yeah, and Fire Temple is, well, they don't know that. So with the current no knowledge of your stone medallion layout, you know, setting Pierre, obviously great call. Lots of things you can do there in Lake as child.
Yeah.
Now it's adult Lake that the runners may choose to put off for a while, but with Serenade, it's still a major convenience.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there's only one check that they can actually do.
No scale, so they can't go to domain. This is...
But yeah, I mean, I think you still do that check.
We can peek what is on the Rudo's letter spot at least, so it's kind of like doing a check. It's peek.
Yep. Engel, getting to the end of Dodongo's here, just that letter.
Here is that single check that check can check. Child fishing.
How many checks would check? If check could check checks.
Only those that they would need is the answer. The minimum possible.
Check can at least peek the Rudo's letter spot, find out if, you know, he's looking for a scale. Oh.
Ooh, okay.
Alright.
Okay.
That's the first part of Shadow. Once we find hovers or a hook shot.
Interesting. Alright. Looking for hovers or a hook.
Yeah. I think you're looking more... Oh, and there is our scale.
Oh, man.
Alright.
Wouldn't check like to have that right now.
Right.
Alright.
Oh, it's Adult Lake. That looked like a heart. I mean, it could very well be Din's. Yeah, Shadow's just gonna have everything, and it's all gonna be locked behind whatever is in fire, which is probably hovers.
No bean to plant. Oh no, there's the unfortunate news that Chickens was hinted dead.
Yep. Alright, and Check is going to go do Open Grotto. I'm not sure if he'll invest the time and the choose to do the other two grottos here, but we'll see. Yeah, Engel finished DC and is going Adult River right now. Which makes sense, going into Adult River into Lost Woods with that scale he just got. No, Hookshot cannot be behind Ocarina of Time, unfortunately, because we require both of them to do it. Oh, okay. Turns out that is a path bomb bag.
That is more unfortunate news for CheckRaise. You know, if I had just went adult, I'd probably have a bomb bag right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wowie, what a path. But you knew it was coming.
I think we are seeing Valley.
Okay. You know, so maybe those hints actually... May have to ask them after the race, but maybe those hints, the information they got about chickens and Cack Path, maybe that's pushing them to perhaps see what's out here in Valley Lake. Not sure.
Yep. 40 is dead. So Bombeg was on Man on Roof in Cack, where you jump over and...
Alright, nothing doing here in Adult River. And
Hey.
Maria's dance
Greg!
is El Gregory.
Well, we will not be seeing Greg today. Sorry, everyone. No Dance Dad, no Greg. Oh no. Okay. She was like, chicken! Chicken!
Danstad has Greg. Does that make you and Greg adoptive brothers? Interesting. The things we ponder here in Uter.
Hovers? Are those our hovers? No.
Oh.
No, that's lies. No way. That's not hovers. It's more choose. Okay.
Okay, alright, okay.
Just
Well,
saw the gold and I'm like, there's no way. Alright. So 10 shoes for CheckRaise. You know,
Right then.
honestly, CheckRaise, if I were CheckRaise, if I got those shoes and I had already committed to this longest child, I probably would just go do Child Spirit.
not a bad thought.
Oh, and
Aha!
gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna start that mask sequence. And big chest here.
I think they might complete Skull Mask and think about going into Spirit?
Why do we have so many bottles? Do we have all bottles?
Is that... Wait. Yeah, okay. That's... Didn't think that was already bottle percent.
Oh,
3
3 out of
bottles.
4. Okay. I saw it change from 2 to 3 on the tracker, but that must include Rudos then.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do think this puts Check at a pretty big early disadvantage.
Yeah, Engel's going to be able to make, you know, like the first proper child age change a lot more effective based on what we've seen so far. Check's gonna be playing catch up a little bit here in doing the adult hack and graveyard checks. And that's both of our stick upgrades, I believe.
Check really could have used something out there at Valley.
Yeah, the thing is, when Engel goes child, like, he's gonna be able to turn in letter, do all of these checks we saw Check do faster because of the items that he's found.
I think especially that scale is going to make
Yeah.
a difference in the child routing.
Yep, and being able to like buy beans and plant them when he
Mhm.
goes and does Lake. That's something Check wasn't able to do with no explosives and no scale at the time. Song of Time. Gross.
Alright, so Minuet scrolled away somewhere in the seed, a little bit deeper.
Mm. Oh no.
Oh, it was
Boulder of
Boulder of Destiny.
Destiny is a bomb-locked bomb bag. That's great.
That is good information. Yes, the hammer would be bomb locked because otherwise you wouldn't have that path from CAC to DC.
Yep. That's disgusting, Pika. I don't want to see a Bolero oot today. Alright, so Adult Goron City.
What does the maze hold for us today?
Check trying.
Zero big chest there.
Imagine anything being in the maze.
What a world.
What a world.
Whew. Steph Curry from downtown. Engel stopping Link the Goron there.
Yeah. Just a piece of heart, but we will be able to peek that volcano. We can't get the song in here yet, but we can get the item in the wall, in the grotto.
Only missing one path hint, and that would be the path to Twinrova. So, our logic, sorry, our information almost complete from what the seed will give us. So,
Yep.
still looking for that song on OOT as well.
Yeah, and really, you know, we've gotten the Requiem. We could easily see Lon Lon Path. More choose. Mirror Shield is kind of nice because with both of those strengths, hopefully that's what we're getting hinted eventually. Copy of our Frogs 2 Dead hint.
And we'll check the DMT ferry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one of the interesting things so far is we're not actually able to do a whole lot in our dungeons.
Yeah, we are pretty much overworld percentage right now. We're not really gonna be doing much dungeon diving aside from DC.
Yeah, and I really would not be too surprised if Engel, Ghost Child pretty soon here, does turn in that letter and goes ice, to be honest. Because without our hover boots or a hookshot, we can't do anything in Shadow. We can open the door, which is nice. But again, we don't have a way to get into fire to find out whatever our bongo path in there is.
At the very least, well, at the very least, I think the path to Twinrova, even though it's not exactly exciting, it probably would hint to the mirror shield or maybe the hook shot. So probably some very decent information there with the path, at least because the strengths are not locking each other.
Yep. There's the Goron tunic for CheckRaise.
We'll see.
Alright.
We do seem to be bottlenecked right now, but it could be a bit linear here to start for sure.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see what's on Bombchu Bowling, I believe, is what we're gonna get a look at here. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Engel go through Mass Quest at this time.
Yeah, Mass Quest, probably picking it up. Hyrule Castle Ferry.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing the usual. I've got bombs and I'm going child now type of
Yep.
play.
And CheckRaise doing Man on Roof, gonna get that Path Bomb bag. Alright. Stone of Agony. Sounds good.
Avoiding agony today. And
Yep.
we'll be a lot happier for it. Alright.
Yep.
Gonna get some hints. Go check Hyrule Castle Ferry.
Yep. Yeah, and probably a Nocturne out of here to go turn in that mask.
Duplicate of Shadow Temple, Path to Phantom Ganon.
Okay, yeah. And gonna set time of day for Dompe, since he'll be going through the graveyard anyway. Meanwhile, Check is going through Dodongo's Cavern. Gonna get the same information and that Rudo's letter.
Yeah, I think the main difference that I'm seeing in these first 30 minutes, aside from the obvious divergence, is that I feel like Engel has used Sunsong a little bit better. Than CheckRaise has at the moment, but just a small thing, a little bit of routing efficiencies, but the small things add up in these races, and they can accumulate into an advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that was the second nut capacity upgrade, so we have all the sticks and all of the nuts found. We have 2 of 3 bomb bags found. We have 3 of 4 bottles found. And all of this adds up to nothing. Really. Yeah, Engel is ahead, and we'll see after this child segment just what that current lead amounts to. But it's not, again, we don't have any clear items that get us anywhere, and if Engel somehow doesn't do child fishing, then that is an advantage for CheckRaise.
Yeah, the first race, the first kind of mini race in our match today is kind of a race to the hook shot, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Well, exactly, Purple. But maybe. Engel's also going to go there with a bean, which will be important because he can then do the adult lake checks.
Yeah, it's a great point that you'll be able to have the bean. Okay,
Yep.
save and quit.
Yep, gonna pick up Skull Mask and then go through. So Engel, I also believe for sure will be doing Child Spirit in this segment, since he'll be able to go do, well, an adult check.
Aha, straight to Rec Room. So it is off Spirit Temple for a Child Spirit dip from Engel.
Yep. Think.
I like
do-
doing this first. I like doing this first because whatever's in Spirit Temple is kind of to the side of whatever other routing you're going to do in Child 1. So if you pick up an item here, it's only beneficial, really.
Yep. It is. This is out of logic. We're using chews, which do not count as a ranged weapon. Bombs don't actually reach the switch.
Yeah. Ice Cavern holding Bolero really could be progression. That's something wild to think about.
Yeah.
The scenario there unfolding would be hovers in Fire Temple and hookshot in Shadow.
Mm-hmm. Which, all of that tracks. Alright, so we don't need to go through all of this. We'll find out if there's even a key in this room. Doesn't look like it. So,
no
Child Spirit, nothing.
Yeah, can't even climb as Child without a key there. Interesting.
Yeah, which, if our first hookshot is in Shadow, I mean, Spirit could be late.
Certainly could be late, yeah.
Alright, there is Dodongo's done for CheckRaise, picking up that scale. Yeah, Haunted Wasteland.
Oh! That's a hook shot in the Colossus Ferry. Okay.
Yeah, Okay, so our bow is chilling in Shadow.
God, that's just more bad news for CheckRaise. Man, if you could have the beginning of a race go more against you, I don't know that I could find it right now. This is just a bunch of unfortunate series of events here. Lemony Snicket riding CheckRaise's race at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised Engel didn't do the ferry before going in. I was not expecting to find a hookshot there with that Phantom Ganon path hint. I mean, it could very well be hovers in Shadow because fire is hovers locked and our long shot gets us our first bow on Bongo.
Jesus. What a knot that is.
Forest could also be hovers locked. Yeah. So we are saying bow is in Shadow because we have a Shadow path to Phantom Ganon, and we already have access to 2 strengths and a hook shot. And Saria's for logical access to Forest Temple. So the only remaining item is a bow. Bow is not a requirement to fight Bongo. You have 2 ways to get across the gap at the end of Shadow, logically. One is using a bow to blow up the bomb flowers. The other is long shot, using Pierre. Yes, bow could be before the ship, and that's all it is. It's more that we also have all of the items now except hovers. Fire is still a path to Bongo. So hovers in there makes sense.
Yeah, I don't see any way that you could shortcut avoiding fire altogether. I believe you're gonna have to. I believe you are gonna have to go to fire. I believe you can't avoid the Fire Temple.
Yeah. Hey Tobias, we have a path to Phantom Ganon that somehow leads to our first bow being in or behind Shadow.
DC Derova? That was a scale.
And letter.
Oh, letter. Yeah, letter. Okay. Alright, letter. Alright, that's probably it.
Let's see. Scale. There's nothing on Ruto's letter spot. We already had access to bombs for river access.
We could be Russian. I mean, I've watched several seasons. This would probably be the earliest ice cavern I've seen in season 6.
Yeah, I think I saw it about 50 minutes. It was sub 1 hour for sure. Yeah.
More likely than you think, Tobias.
We miss season 5 sometimes for the jumping over the fish. Shoot the sun, it's a wallet. Right, Engel getting that copy of the chicken's hint.
Both of our tunic requirements are stones. I'm trying to piece together if Bo is just going to OT. I don't think so.
No. Yep, KZ Skip was banned, Ice Rushers in shambles. And the number of times Ice has come up in Season 6 is astonishing. We do not know what is on Ocarina of Time yet, that's true. And Purple making a good point in chat. We know Shoot the Sun is not our path item in Lake. Alright,
or
so
if it is, there's something very strange going on, is all I can say.
Yep. Engel gonna pick up Dins here.
And it's not unlikely that we could just have Kiri Sword hiding in the Shadow Temple.
Yep. Yeah, I think Riley said it in chat. It could very well just be Deku Sword in Shadow and our bow is in Deku. Called it Deku Sword again.
Well, if I can think about 5 minutes slower than Riley, then I'll still think that I'm doing pretty good, so.
Alright, so we will be seeing domain checks. Maybe Engel even goes and does Fountain Fairy, but I imagine Ice is on his mind.
Hookshot was at Colossus Ferry.
Yep. Which, unfortunately, for CheckRaise, opting not to do Child Spirit meant going into Adult 1 without the benefit of that hookshot, which could have
Song of
given him the
Storms.
edge. It is Storms? No.
No, Song of Storms is on Burning Cack.
Okay. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. First bow can't be in well. We're fine.
Yes, if you're not accustomed to the lingo, that means the check that you would normally get, Nocturne of Shadow, holds Song of Storms. That would be completing the Forest, Fire, and Water medallions, which would be Spirit and Forest temples today, since we have the Fire medallion at the start.
Yep. Showing us domain checks. Check gonna use a little ground jump here. Alright, domain, you got anything for us?
No goodies in Domain. We're probably looking to what is behind the Royal Zora here in the Ice Cavern.
Remember to turn in your diving minigame, chat.
Yes, please don't forget. Bloop.
Yeah, there is a hint that the boomerang chest is dead. Oh. Alright, yep. Just gonna go pick up that strength too and go back adult, probably. Still needs to pick up a bean. Engel will probably be very happy to find that serenade.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, CheckRaise is back, child. Walking out of Temple of Time, I believe, is picking up Skull Mask. Oh, we do know 40 and 50 skulls are dead.
Yeah. We've not caught a 30 skulls hit yet.
Yep. Hookshot is out at the Desert Colossus Ferry.
And that is currently one of the major differences we see here, if you're joining into us now. That is the Silver Gauntlets, which is hinted on Skull Mask. It's an always hint, so our runners did know from the Temple of Time hints that Skull Mask trade quest would give a strength upgrade. And so Engel, having the hook shot from the Colossus Ferry, now with just that bit of an edge over CheckRaise, the 41 seed, Engel being the number 30. So we are just under 50 minutes here. As Engel's going to go pick up the Serenade of Water from the Saria song check.
Mm-hmm. There is a ZSR too. It's been around for a while. There is also a 3 and 4. The 3 and the 4 both have an underscore, I believe. So if you're ever trying to find those, you'll need to ZeldaSpeedRuns underscore.
Welcome, welcome in to the Deuce.
Yeah, and what have you missed here so far? I mean, a lot, but not a lot. We still can't complete any dungeons.
Yeah, I definitely think you want to start doing your dungeon dips here and trying to work out these paths, for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I would say in Engel's case, you plant your bean, you know, figure out what is in lake, you go to fire, hopefully find your hovers, and just go do shadow if you find your hovers.
Skulltula, please! Okay.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, I would personally do ice after finding whatever is in fire, because if you can just pick up your hover boots in fire and go beat shadow, like, that's nice. And ideally you're finding, you know, your bow.
Yeah, I believe that hook shot changes a bit of the calculatus.
That's true, Riley. No hammer.
Yeah, I agree. I noted this about 20 minutes ago, but yeah, we're still seeing a continued great usage of Sun Song here from Engel, and CheckRaise doing the same. But I just believe Engel doing it just a hair better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, CheckRaise for either hadn't turned in Keaton Mask, I might have missed that, but
No, they handed it in, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately having to make another trip back to market here, which I believe CheckRaise is playing on Virtual Console, which means that every reset is just a little longer. Oh, they're both
That-
on emulator. Okay. Oh, I see the FPS now. I found it.
Oh, it just kind of scrolled away in the top left corner there.
Yeah, it's just like hidden away. You will need the classic controller. Yes, fortunately, knock on wood, emulator crashes are far rarer than a VC crash. They do still happen. Yes, come volunteer with us.
It's a great way to spend a couple of hours. I'm in the booth with Milkweed. Welcome everyone in to 52 minutes here. Speaking of our volunteers, let's go ahead and give a little bit of a premature shout out here while we're talking about it to our trackers. Purple and ATM Shadow. Thank you guys for doing the heavy lifting back there. As I mentioned, Milkweed in the booth. Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Always fun to come with you. Our restreamer Siberian there in chat, throwing the links to our trackers, ourselves, and our runners, of course. Give our runners a follow.
Ha.
So, interestingly enough, being a volunteer, commentary requires a little extra knowledge when you're, commentating what is happening. But being a tracker, it's actually a really good way to get to know the game. Basically, push the buttons that you see below our runners in the layout as they pick them up. Pay attention. It's a great way to learn about the randomizer, figure out how the game works. Oh, of course, we love our race monitors. There's just no command for it. Are you our race monitor, Pika? Thank you.
Yes. Lest we forget, our race monitor, Sonic Arpika. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna write that down for our 2-hour shout out. Sonic Arpika.
Yeah, race monitoring, they make sure that the runners have everything set up correctly. So we mentioned that both of these runners are on emulators. So there's a couple of things that need to be verified beforehand to make sure no shenanigans are happening. Making sure if there is a crash that the other runner, in a case of a restream match like this, pauses, that they start at the same time.
Okay, so Engel, having set and confirmed, Scarecrow gonna clear out the rest of Lake, searching for any possible other items on the path. That would be the path to Quingoma.
Mm-hmm. We did find Dins, but because that doesn't directly relate immediately, Engel is back here clearing out path location. Just hoping to find Kokiri sword. It is closed deku, meaning you need the Kokiri sword to get in.
Oh, that's a real lunker
Fishing,
there.
please. More fire.
Oh my gosh, it's fire and fire. Oh, great point.
It's both fires. Yep. That's great. That's great. CheckRaise is going to be picking up his strength 2 here.
Okay, so strength 2 for CheckRaise, hoping to claw back some time on their side from a race perspective here. So probably want to see them start dipping dungeons.
Yep. And yes, Universal Giant, if it is Dins locked, it is specifically, if it's fire locked, it's specifically Dins locked.
So yeah, I believe it's opening Shadow Temple. I guess the Haunted Wasteland.
Yep. Alright, Engel going to show us these Southfield checks. CheckRaise didn't have explosives coming through here, I don't believe.
No, yeah, did not check the explosives locked checks here in field.
Yep. Yes, it could be Haunted Wasteland. We do not have access logically to Wasteland yet. So if we're somehow back to we go into fire for our long shot or something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, CheckRaise not grabbing a bean is bad because that does mean he can't do adult lake checks, but as we just saw, like, fire arrows do not mean anything because we have dims. And there was nothing on top of lab. That's true. Spirit Temple key nonsense. That hookshot does give us actual access to adult spirit now.
Our favorite type of nonsense in Zooter. Welcome in, Jax. We are just at the hour point, and yes, we are talking about Spirit Temple key nonsense.
And CheckRaise did leave without doing Colossus Fairy, which is very unfortunate. That check is so easy for people to orphan. They just don't think about it. They think they've already done it. Whatever the reason, I have seen many a race come down to not checking that. And unfortunately, that is where a hookshot is.
Maybe, an opportunity for them to grab it if they go right back into Spirit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that could be, going adult spirit without any sort of adult projectile other than bombs is tough, but...
Yeah. Gotta hit that switch, I forget, yep.
Yep.
Not often something you would think about because you would generally have such an item whenever you're ready to go to Spirit Temple, but...
Yep.
Yeah, so that is a bit more misfortune befalling CheckRaise.
We do have a hook locked key. We also had a key on the other check with the rolling boulders, so...
A happy 1 hour indeed, as we are viewing our 30 seed Engel in the Spirit Temple with CheckRaise, our 41 seed heading out of Kakariko Village.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we skipped this during the premature 1 hour shoutouts, but thank you as well, chat, for being here with us. Alright. And CheckRaise doing what we kind of expected Engel to be doing before some additional items were found. Going ice. Not quite sub 1 hour, but still much faster than you usually have the opportunity this season. We need those.
Alright, light arrows just along the way, so not a big hunt for those.
Mm-hmm.
Some reassurance for our runners.
Hey, you can get 2 checks, Tobias. 2. Provided you have bombs. Oh no, you did say bombs. Never mind. I misread. Alright.
Yeah, Song of Time as well.
Mm-hmm.
A good tool to have in your belt there for GTG.
Mm-hmm. My general rule is, unless GTG is hinted path in Season 6, I don't go. Just feel like it's trash more often than not.
A lot of checks and very alluring to the runners.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so our first Firelock check in Spirit was nothing. We will see this one.
Showing some nifty usage of your spells, and not a key or
Nothing.
a major item.
Yep.
Alright, we in ice.
Yep. We are in Fountain, going into Ice. We'll see if something exciting is out here. Nope. No fire logic for Spirit. It looked small, Purple. I am guessing we'll see if it's a key or not from Engel. Because I would assume he's doing the adult hand.
We have to think.
I don't think there was anything exciting down in Icy Waters, but
I wear glasses as is, so I just don't have a clue about Icy Waters Peak. Okay.
okay. Chat all thinks it looked blue and dead blue, so I'll go with that. And a big chest here. Bow locked.
It's our last bottle.
It's our last bottle! We're gonna get bottle percent before we get a bow.
Alright, so bottles up.
Yeah. Bottle percent, nut upgrade percent, stick upgrade percent.
Yes, what more could you want? Well, you know, major items.
Alright. So we have Engel on 1 3/4 heart here. Top 64, unlikely to die to this Iron Knuckle, but I always get nervous anyway. Oh, big chest in ice.
Big chest in ice.
Yeah, full health, still not out of one-shot territory.
Making it look easy.
Oh. Nothing.
Ice keys.
I do not believe that was a key on Child Hand either. Double defense.
Not the major item that CheckRaise was hoping for.
Yep.
Double defense.
Nope, definitely not something he's excited about. Yeah, I'm guessing the Armos chest is the last key, but we'll find out. I don't know, maybe someone else got a better peek of it. There is a big chest here in ice. So we have what we think is a hint to Kokiri's sword, but we also don't have any slingshots. Our path to Goma is Lake Hylia, which currently is just Din's. There is a wallet on Shoot the Sun, but that has been hinted, which means it can't be our path item.
Ooh, okay.
Hey, air shield. Alright. So that confirms that letter is the path from Dodongo's Cavern.
A bit of good news for CheckRaise.
Yes, bit of good news for CheckRaise. It does mean that if he does Colossus Fairy, he can just do Spirit in one go. Alright, the keys screwed up the glitchless jumps there that CheckRaise was trying to set up, so we will see some ground jumps.
And just a little bit of hitbox collision there to grab that silver rupee.
And our path item in Shadow is going to be Past Hovers.
Okay, so good information. It's pretty free, you know, to go check those first two chests in the Shadow Temple. Oh.
Check! Oh. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, Check's just gonna have to go back to that room, restart rupee collection. And Engel, I believe might be actually going
hiking to fire? Yeah.
But I would suspect, unless he finds something in the... I mean, you have to find at least a key to even continue without Hammer. Engel should be in ice soon after. Our warps are bad. Honestly, like, our warp songs are not very nice for this. But yeah, I mean, you need a small key or an item, and then you need more keys or items.
Okay, so avoiding disaster there with the ice keys again. Alright, CheckRaise is going to be able to find the final treasure of Ice Cavern along with the song.
Which, say Hammer is here in the final chest and Bolero, I think that really helps Check.
Oh yeah, I would say. For sure.
And there's Minuet.
And Minuet, always something you'd like to see before you have to run back out to Sacred Forest Meadow and enter the Forest Temple.
Engel picking up a rock and throwing it. Alright, just a blue bee, but it is Bolero. It should not be a vanilla bow, given that we had access to our songs, a hook shot, the bombs to get the hook shot, ZL to do the fairy, and strengths. Yes, so we have a Shadow Temple path to Phantom Ganon hint. So Shadow has to lock either our bow or the item that directly locks the bow. And Epona's
is OOT. So the only thing that is hard locking is horseback archery.
Yeah, we don't need that. Unless... Unless Din's turns out our long shot or our boomerang and Kokiri sword is on horseback archery, we shouldn't need that. Yeah. Kokiri sword would have to be on horseback archery for that to be a possibility.
Alright, CheckRaise ramping up a little bit there. 2 back-to-back songs. We're getting Bolero, playing it, getting Minuet, and gonna dip into Fire Temple, so they are right behind Engel into the Fire Temple, and Engel could continue with that first small key.
Yep. So again, this is either an item or a key, but as they all are. But it is a junk item, which means we are hammer locked out of whatever our path here is, which should be hovers, but doesn't have to be. Light arrows were in Shadow Temple, in the big statue room there. Yeah, and I don't hate this play of dipping your dungeons, especially knowing that the majority of them, like, you have to do the majority of them eventually anyway. And this could be hammer right here.
Hovers!
Huh?
Okay, what?
So it's long shot in fire?
Oh, is it really first logical bow behind the long shot in Shadow Temple?
I think it might have to be. Unless I am missing something.
Or could it just be the bow in fire?
No, because that doesn't fulfill the
Shadow's
shadow
PG.
to Phantom Ganon. I think Riley that bow is on bongo and fire is actually skippable and it's just long shot to get across the gap. Could be hammer and shadow for bow and fire, that's true. Could be I think it could still be Kokiri sword in here with hammer being in Deku. I mean, there's still shenanigans available, but check. Go do the fairy. Go do the
Check,
fairy.
do the thing! Do the thing! Check! Do the check! Aw.
Go do the check, please. Those hovers being behind that hook shot, Check is not out of this yet, but every second he goes without that hook shot gets worse.
Yeah, he really could have used the opportunity to full clear Spirit.
Yep.
In one go.
Yep. And I mean, as far as keys go, he'll be fine. But without those hovers, he can't get, like, the light arrows, for example. So he'll have to go back for those. Can't complete the dungeon. Because hookshotless Spirit is not allowed in this rule set. Tobias, get out. Okay, so what if Haunted Wasteland still has our first bow? Like, what if it is hammer in here for our long shot in fire for our bow on Haunted Wasteland? See, you say that 100% he'll check the fairy, but I have watched people run by that fairy 3 times in a single race.
Well, let's hope for check's sake that he does run past the Colossus Fairy and go in.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no guarantee that he goes Wasteland. There's no guarantee that he thinks of GTG. Having a bow, having a hookshot make GTG. Gerudo Training Grounds. I keep forgetting to explain the acronyms I'm using. I'm so sorry. Please ask questions if we are confusing you. It's very unappealing at this point. Bombs and silvers and Song of Time are enough, I think, as someone in chat said. Like, it's enough to make it not feel awful, but it still doesn't feel good going without those items.
Yeah, at the very least, they'll be able to melt the face and keep all their progress saved.
Yeah. And as Riley is pointing out, it's also out of logic. CheckRaise knows that it's late.
Yeah, no 30 skull hint yet.
Yeah. Engel made it to 10, and I think that's where Engel plans to stay. As far as collecting gold skulls.
Yeah, there's really not too much left, and most... sorry, not too much left to complete all the medallions, and...
And we have paths for the
we've
most
got
part.
paths to fulfill, yeah. Ooh, here we go.
Hammer? Hammer? Hammer?
Making us wait.
I'm
What
just crying.
Look at this. What a tease.
Engel not opening the big chest before coming in this room is just, like, rude. No, absolutely. Engel knows what he's doing, but sometimes what runners like to do also is troll chat. Not usually in a high-stakes 1v1 like this, but... And a heart container, which is lovely.
Engel says, ooh, piece of candy, he'll take that.
Yep. Alright, come on, Hammer.
Hammer!
Hammer! This game. This game. CheckRaise, no! Oh. So as I was explaining, that Colossus Fairy check, if you do not prioritize it, like the first time that you are out in Colossus and able to do it, it is so easy to forget or to put it off.
Yeah, forget may not be the applicable term, but orphan for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely orphan.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. The hammer is great. So great. It's not great. It's terrible. Dare I say trash?
Dare you say it indeed.
Because if we... like, bow or long shot has to be in fire for that path to make any sense. Oh. What do we think, chat? Is the game kind and Bo is on bongo and Engel just gets to beat Shadow and knock out back into fire? Or is our first bow in fire? It could be K-Sword. Yep. It doesn't necessarily have to be one of those two, but... You can defeat Bongo with Hookshot. It's bad. I do not enjoy doing it. But I would guess every runner in chat can tell you that they have had their first bow on Bongo before. K-Sword, as far as we know, is behind Din's. So it could very well be Kokiri Sword in fire.
Oh, a sigh of relief here in the booth.
Oh, good. Alright.
He's doing it! He's doing the check!
Check is doing the thing. This is great. He'll be able to complete Spirit here, which means a song. And that he is unlikely to fall more behind. Being an entire shadow behind is rough. But he'll be able to beat Spirit here, which Engel has to go back for. Hopefully he does not forget that big chest that has the light arrows in it. Yep.
Yeah, that's the hope that you won't orphan that light arrows check for sure.
Yep. Yeah, and I would guess Check is more likely to go into Shadow and do the first two rather than go straight into Forest.
Yeah, I think you're hoping that your bow is just early there in Shadow, and then you go. Yeah, it's what you're hoping.
Yep. But at least he has Minuet to get back to Forest. Yeah, exactly, Purple. I would assume Engel knows the choose strat, Tobias. 2 choose.
Okay.
Ooh.
Clutch time here. We've got 2 choose.
Spin. Oh, not even spinning. Okay.
Pause.
Alright.
Oh!
There we go. First try.
First try.
Yeah, 2 choose and no block moved for the shortcut is where I'm like, ugh.
The definition of clutch there from Engel.
Yep. Yeah, so that is not in logic. We do require either the bow or the long shot to do that. We don't know how deep either of those items are behind what we have found, but Engel's going to be able to complete Shadow here. Check is showing us this, which we thought was the last small key, and it is. So if you're Engel, if there's no bow on Bongo, you go back into fire, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that is the play.
I hate doing this with hookshot. It's so bad. Mostly this part.
Oh, good timing.
Nice. Oh, no. Oh.
Gonna have to do another cycle.
Yep.
Bongos in chat, please. Lend Engel your energy.
Yep.
The hookshot bongo fight.
At least the hands are being kind. No sideswiping, no fists. Just...
Okay, that was a better cycle. Need one more.
Yep. Yeah, and one of the strange things about this is... Oh! Ooh, 3 hearts, 3 hearts.
Getting swatted. Oh, no! Okay.
Oh god. No, so Demon Crusher, fire is a path location. GG's Engel getting through that bongo fight. My heart.
A great bongo fight.
I know, I commentator cursed that, unfortunately.
Chat, I think that was you guys that did that one with your bongos. Thank you.
So, if there's oh, check. Hey, it's a bomb bag. Great. Thanks, game. So our bow is behind the hammer.
I agree with.
I
I agree
cannot
with Riley.
wait.
Stupid paths.
Yeah. I cannot wait for it to be long shot
Oh my god.
in fire for our bow on Haunted Wasteland. Or better yet, our Kokiri sword on Haunted Wasteland. For our bow in Deku. All of this is bad. Oh, a big chest. Hey! So, that slingshot is good because it does mean that our Goma path is actually going to K-Sword, I believe.
Right, because Mirror Shield was in ice, which was behind Rigo's letter, which was not in lake. Okay, alright, yes.
Yep, that's not behind Din's in any way. Ew! No, put it back. Put it back. We don't want that.
Engel!
Or do we want that?
Engel! Not
Engel's
sure
thinking
about that
about it.
lens pickup, yeah. Treasure
Okay.
chest minigame? Okay,
So-
hold on.
Yeah, let's get some guesses in chat. Bow on chess game would be pretty horrendous.
Engel hesitating there for about 20 seconds.
Alright, so if
committing
you are
it.
new, when I say get your guesses in, you'll see everyone is doing a combination of 5 lefts or rights. I am with team all left on this one, unfortunately, because I don't think there's anything all right about this seed.
Alright, Mel. I'm the optimist of us two. I am all right then. We shall do battle in the treasure chest game.
So the one thing I will say, I actually don't believe our first bow could be here. Because when a dungeon is hinted, it won't be for an item after the reward like that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But it could be a bow. It could be a bow. It could be Kokiri sword, because that...
Alright, Mel, you got me.
Still in. And... Oh?
Oh. Alright, as we guess away here, Twin Rova fight for CheckRaise.
Rip the dream. We've got Lon Lon Ranch to start with.
Twin Rova playing pretty nice for CheckRaise, and CheckRaise executing here in the boss fight.
Oh. So LLRLL, I believe, was our final combination. Chuckles! Welcome in, Chuckles and Raiders.
Welcome, Raiders! We're an hour and a half into this lower bracket race, an elimination race between our 30 seed Engel and our 41 seed CheckRaise.
And we did have a 1 in 32 winner. Congratulations, Delchin? Delkin?
Nadelkin.
Specla?
Ooh, two
Two winners.
That was a right sandwich.
Fair enough. Nice. Chuckles, one of the top 64 racers who unfortunately had to be one of the quarter to go out in lower bracket round 1. Hope the weekly went well. I can hear him right now. He's like, wow, thanks, Mel, for the call out. Alright, Engel. Back into Fire doesn't have that Bolero. And CheckRaise has Spirit done.
Yeah, I figured that was an umlaut over the O, but...
Yeah, I was looking at it like, it kind of looks like it's German.
Which I, for whatever reason, did take some German in college. I loved learning it. I just don't ever use it again in real life.
Yeah.
It helps me sing hymns with my dad when I ever go to church with him. So there you go. That's about all I can say for learning German. Anyway, we're on to the Shadow Temple here for CheckRaise, and and back into Fire here for Engel.
Okay, bacon dumpling. Beknadelkin.
I live for Mel and Chuckle's rivalry. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, Tobias. That gives me life in Zooter.
He's fine. Chuckles and I will be ultimate rivals in S7.
Ooh, I like it. Mel calling her shot here. Alright, see the Flare Dancer fight. This is a fight that is sneaky tricky. At least in my opinion.
Which
Flare
of these
Dancer
two
not
fights?
an easy guy to hit.
Yeah, so the funny thing about Flare Dancers, like most of the bosses, if you're in the rhythm, like, free, fine, easy. And then you don't have the rhythm, and they get to run around you, going, avoiding you for 5,000 hours.
Oh, that explains it all. I am musically gifted 0, so that has to be it.
Alright, so Check doing exactly what he needs to do. Gonna pick up the hover boots here. I didn't finish this that earlier, but Engel did something really smart with the lens mini game. Instead of having to, like, age change twice, saved before going child, and then reset rather than saving after child. Just to save some time.
Yeah, I think that was the bit of a pause that we saw from Engel there. They were trying to,
how do I route
work
this
out
in
that. Yeah.
best? Yep.
Some good quick decision making for sure.
Yep. And that's one of those, like, especially a one-off check like that, it doesn't make a lot of sense to create a separate save file, for example, because odds of it paying out pretty low. So doing that and just committing to having to go back to Temple of Time and age change makes more sense. And there is a big chest in the shortcut.
Yeah, the game and all of its mechanics available to the runners to use at their disposal. So, you know, save files and save scumming. We see that with shoes. Yeah, all of those things available for our runners to use in the race.
Both of those things very different than save states.
Correct.
We're not allowed.
That is very true. Yeah, that the emulator save state is not allowed.
Just to be clear. Yeah, exactly. We don't know what's in Fire. It could very well be an item that we actually need. It could just be bait long shot. It is more likely to be Kokiri sword or bow directly, though. Yeah, boss key there. Oh, Engel gonna go for the hover here. This is legal. You can only do it if there's a big chest here. not freeing the Goron, which screws it up a little bit. So the reason this is really important is because if we are key locked, this can bypass the need to fight Volpachia. Free the Goron. There you go. Yeah, exactly. More importantly, it avoids the bow lock. Hey, could you get me out of... Okay, and not going to continue going for it. We'll see if he opts to try again, if there's no key over here.
You have to be expecting bow, though. Like...
Okay,
I am actually getting quite confused if... Okay, there's a key. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, at least there's a key here, so that makes sense to me.
Yep. So, obviously having to go through all of fire, I think Check is technically still behind, but I actually think that this is much closer than it appeared it was going to be like 30 minutes ago. Check already has Spirit done, which Engel has to do Ice and the rest of Spirit, which is not short. Both of them have the exact same completion of Forest, which is Lobby. Check will have to go through all of Fire here as well, likely, but I think he's making some good time back. Picked up that hook shot just at the right time.
Shortcut chest says the bow.
Oh.
All right.
And we're out. Yeah, Bo was not early in fire.
Not at all.
That was unfavorable as far as a location for that bow. Which means that the game should have been kinder and put a bow-locked bow on Bongo.
Yeah, game. What's up with that?
Come on, game. I think in that case, you're able to do your progression dungeons, of course, but then fire is the first place you go back to when you start your Kokiri sword hunt anyway. I believe that's all of our paths resolved, except for Kokiri sword.
Which is behind Dens.
Yeah, as far as we know, that is behind Dins. There could still be something on Lab Dive.
Oh yes, Lab Dive, of course. Okay, yes.
But that's the only other option that isn't Dins. Irish guy, Bo was in the shortcut chest in fire. Yeah,
so
that
now
bow...
we could also be looking at bow lock checks.
Yeah, the bow is 100% behind Dins. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying if it ends up not being in Forest, for example.
We did check Light Arrow cutscene, and that was the lens.
Yep. Yep, so Light Arrow cutscene was our Lens of Truth. You pick that up when you have the Shadow and Spirit medallions. In this case, Shadow Temple and Dodongo's Cavern. Hey,
Hi,
Tannerin.
Yeah.
The damage to our psyches. The paths are bad.
Yeah, really a funnel of a path saying that you need your hammer to go get your first bow deep into fire at the shortcut chest.
Yep. So you pick up hammer right before the wind tunnel in Shadow, and then it expects you to leave Shadow to go get a bow in the shortcut chest in fire, to come back to explode the bomb flowers to get to Bongo.
I'm not sure the seed is quite bad yet, but it's a bit trashy on the path hint.
And you need to dip forest for the hovers. Yeah, that's true. Completely unhinted. So, because that is a path bow, that means that our long shot is very likely to be behind bow in forest, right?
Okay, yeah, I think that's
GT.
making sense to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that's making sense.
Because it can't be in GTG at this point. Because long shot locks Epona, so...
That's right. Shooting the ice switch from down below. If that was a big chest, you could look up to there, right, I believe.
You need a long shot.
I would need a long shot, though, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep. Yep, our first hook shot was in Colossus Ferry.
Yeah, we'll know the real state of the race, I think once Engel has finished Spirit Temple, because they'll need to go to Ice Cavern to pick up the Mirror Shield.
Yeah, I really think that this is pretty close. I think between Ice and Spirit completion, CheckRaise will be behind still, but will be in Forest. And from there, we'll just have to see which Din-locked place Kokiri Sword has ended up.
Welcome, Raiders! ZeldaSpeedRuns rating us with a big party! Hope the race went well, guys. Welcome into Season 6, Lowers Bracket, Elimination action here, the 30-seed Engel, 41-seed CheckRaise. We are doing dungeon progression right now after a long and windy path to our bow.
It's been fun. So fun. But yeah, we had I would say a scare for a good half hour there that CheckRaise was going to completely orphan his hook shot out on Desert Colossus Ferry, and as you can see, that didn't happen. So aside from complaining about the paths not being particularly helpful, it's been a good match so far.
Definitely so. Seeing a lot of divergence early. Definitely Engel taking an early advantage, but CheckRaise clawing back time here and there, hoping to keep this close for their tournament life's sake here.
I just noticed that CheckRaise has no bombs.
Oh gosh.
I am assuming that he still has shoes or would not be on the boat.
Let's hope they have bomb shoes. Oh, 2 shoes for them!
And no shortcut. Oh. Alright, well, we just get to hold our breaths for these 2 chews. Engel also had 2 chews, managed to explode the flowers on the first try.
Yeah, so Engel made the serve. We'll see if CheckRaise can return.
Oh, did Check actually do through Courtyard? I thought he just did the lobby check with the hovers. Clearly, I was too focused on the bow in fire.
Yeah, I would be guilty of the same.
trying to remember where... keys were. Okay. Yeah, that definitely, again, makes it even closer.
Engel will have to complete a couple of checks in the ice cavern to get their mirror shield. That would complete the spirit temple for them, which CheckRaise has already done. Do you know that CheckRaise will have to dive deeper into fire? Oh, here we go. Attention please on CheckRaise's side. Forming a setup for Choose here to knock down the statue.
Both of these runners using very different setups for this. But you can see that they kind of end at the same approximate location.
A little bit low. Okay. He's got one more shot.
Yeah, when I start with this like farther away one, I don't do the setup Check is doing.
No
You got this,
shortcut.
Check. Send some vibes Check's way. Yeah, mine does not involve C up, it involves that spin that you just saw, but it's over in the corner, so we'll see. Alright. Engel choosing to equip those fire arrows says, I am not dealing with these platforms today. No, thank you.
I'm pretty sure we're seeing a strat lookup here from Check's side.
Yep.
Don't blame him. The shortcut block is not pushed.
Yeah, there we go.
Alright. He's gonna give us the view?
Yes!
Oh,
Alright, let's go.
It out.
So, yep.
Oh, great display of skill from both of our runners in a clutch moment. Whew,
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And that is not easy. So it's great that Check was able to look up the strat, which is allowed in case anyone is wondering. It's totally allowable to go look up a strat that you know exists, as a reminder. And just kept his cool, took his time, made it across the bridge. Bye, Tobias!
Alright. Once again, bongos in chat, lend CheckRaise your energy. Not an easy fight with just the hookshot.
Just missing it.
Just the dropping, the rhythm there.
There
It
we
is. Nice.
Alright, so that is Shadow done. Engel will be nearly done with Forest here. Notably, nothing in Forest. Nothing. Except for those hovers in the lobby. There's just been trash here.
Yep, it was a nice little time save for CheckRaise on the bongo fight, though they gave it back.
CheckRaise, who had 0 bombs, is absolutely picking up that bomb bag.
I'll take plus 30, thank you.
Amazing. I think Check has all of them. I think Check has 40 bombs now.
Oh, plus 40, yes, there we go.
Mirror Shield is in ice, and the bow is in the Fire Temple shortcut chest. CheckRaise save quitting to check Light Arrow cutscene, I am assuming. Yes, both are hinted behind path locations. Alright, so check. Picking up Prelude. Nice.
Alright, so now do they check treasure chest game? Yep, they have divined that it cannot be the logical bow that they're
Oh,
looking for.
big chest.
Ooh.
Kokiri sword. Double magic. Magic locks magic. Thanks.
Yeah, by way of Shadow Temple completion, so of course.
Yeah, by way of our path bow being behind our path hammer in Shadow Temple that is magic locked. Song of Storms is behind all of this. Yep. Yeah, I don't...
Oh yeah, a K-sword bet would not be bad here, because
Yeah.
there are a lot of options that we have open to us.
I think Engel definitely goes ice, follows that Rudo's letter path. Gets that mirror shield. But yeah, if Siberian could get a bet going for that Kokiri sword, that is all we're missing.
DC to Robo, the location of that hint. That is a good question.
That's a good point, because it was Crater... Was that the only copy we've seen?
Yeah, I believe that was in the crater.
Oh,
wall.
Medigoron?
Oh, Medigoron. Okay, Medigoron.
That's true. Engel might not have that hint. Alright, so we do have a bet going now where our Kokiri sword is. Exclamation point and bet, and a location guess, be as specific as possible. A reminder that our path, our Lake Hylia path to Queen Goma, as far as we know currently, is Din's. There is one check we have not seen there. It is Lab Dive, but we do not have irons or the other scale to do it. A reminder, thanks.
I think checking that hint does indicate Engel does not have the path to Twin Robo.
Yeah, yep. I still would be very surprised if ice weren't the next place for Engel to go, but I can also see him going back to fire.
Oh, there's 30
And
skulls.
30's dead. Bless. Bo is in Fire Temple, in the shortcut chest behind Din's.
We're setting up for a lightning fast closeout to this seed, because Gomo Deku, if you've not seen it before, with Din's Fire in hand, is just a couple
like
minutes.
Seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're straight to the tower.
Yep.
Lovely setup there. Let's just jump into a bomb drop.
Oh, and we are seeing adult shooting, which is an option.
Okay, okay.
No.
No, you wouldn't do GTG because everything would
Out
be
without
behind
launch
Kona's. Yeah.
Oh, a Valley Hammer chest. Interesting. Oh. Alright. I am going to assume that this is just Haunted Wasteland from Engel, which would be a play, but I think he's exhausting Din's checks. But, I mean, I guess he could be going to GTG thinking maybe it's deep. Deep.
Yeah, Valley Hammer is something we've not seen.
Yeah.
But you don't have long shot.
Yeah, and it's true, Purple. Wasteland is also out of logic. I don't know.
this is allowing CheckRaise to make up some of the time they may have lost early on in the seed.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. This could pay out, and just kind of bypass some of the nonsense. All we know is that Engel absolutely has to go do ice to get Mirror Shield. And we know CheckRaise is very quickly coming up on his bow and can continue into forest. So at that point, I mean, they are, I think, pretty even.
And Engel has turned in the letter.
Oh. Oh.
I'm gonna be sick.
Oh my god. I hate this so much. Shoot the Sun in Lake Hylia is hinted to be a wallet.
Tobias, you're gonna miss your train, but good question. What are these paths?
Yeah, so the only thing that can be on horseback archery is Kokiri Sword, which happens to be the only item that we are looking for, and that Din's locked boomerang.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is just setting up GTG and checking Hammer in Valley.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm not sure that I agree with that, but it is a couple of quick checks.
Yeah, it could pay out. I am surprised that you would push this rather than ice. But I also know, obviously, having the benefit of seeing all of this, that ice is the play.
Could really be a case of missing a hint here, that being in Crater Wall.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Medigoron.
Oh, Medigoron.
Sorry. Being on Medigoron. Medigoron hint striking again, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, Purple. You know Kokiri Sword can't be there. Okay, so... I mean... I think this is the advantage check now. Like, still obviously needs to get through Forest, and Kokiri Sword could be here, and this isn't just sunken time for Engel, but... Ooh. Yeah. It's a good point, Purple. I just no sign of long shot yet. This is it's a call. And we'll see if it pays out.
At the very least, there's nothing deep in the maze, so not gonna be baited for a bunch of keys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Riley. It could go either way. It's a gamble. And Engel not having one of those path hints, that's what he's got left, is gambles.
Yeah, yes, opponent is only locking horseback archery because we have to get the long shot to retrieve Epona's song.
Yeah. And I mean, maybe you do Eponaless big pose, you know? Yes, Song of Storms is on Burning Pack. CheckRaise will be able to go do Storms check after completing Forest here.
Alright, now with just a bit of a lull in the action, we can wish everyone a happy 2 hours. Thanks for joining us here on ZSR2. We're in a lower bracket competition elimination game between Engel and CheckRaise. Let's give some acknowledgements here. First, to our runners. Yep, thank you. Engel and CheckRaise, thank you to agreeing to this restream and putting on the show for us here today. My name is Hagmania. I am joined in the booth by Melkwe. we have our trackers helping us understand this seed, keeping all the items in order for us here. That would be Purple and ATM Shadow. Thank you so much. Our race monitor today is Sonic Arpika. Thank you so much for keeping things straight on the back end there for our racers. Our restream today is provided by Siberian, doing the technical work here to keep this restream going for us here. Thank you so much, Mel. Anything that I might have missed here on acknowledgements?
No, just Chad, ZeldaSpeedRuns, hosting this whole thing. It's been a whirlwind so far. But yes, thank you everyone for being out here today. It's a lot of fun. Engel is in GTG because he is missing a path hint. Alright, so Minuet here, very likely pointing to an ice play.
Alright, so Engel not dipping. I think, yeah, the key layout hinting towards GTG running out and not having your K sword there. So Engel dipping as early as they thought was wise to do so. Not going to have to push the silver block.
Yep. I think so, top file. Yeah, reminder, we do still have a bet going on for where Kokiri Sword is. Our Lake Hylia path to Queen Goma is just Dins as far as we know, but we haven't seen Lab Dive. But we do know that it's pointing to Kokiri Sword because there was a non-Dins locked slingshot in Spirit Temple.
Yeah, that was my thought, going to the Hammer Check and GTG and the Valley Hammer Rocks. Could just be pushing that hammer, an interesting choice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Mirror Shield is in Ice Cavern, Alex. Okay, yep. Engel is going back into fire. This makes sense. Hammer is Dins locked. Could just be choosing to beat Volvagia. And CheckRaise is still going through Forest. We know Kokiri Sword is not here because we've seen it all from Engel. But CheckRaise has the advantage of already having beat Spirit, and so we are expecting to see checks behind Song of Storms after this is completed. And yeah, we are starting to see some of that kind of earlier time advantage on Engel's part slip away, partly because of information that runners got at different times. CheckRaise without that hook shot, Ice was a play that was better than almost anything else. So missing that for so long kind of paid out in the end.
Oh, Trollhold.
Ugh, hate. And yes, it did give CheckRaise Bolero.
I think they recovered, though. Oh, was that a double Trollhold?
No!
How gross. Okay.
Nice.
Well done by Engel.
So there is a strat that you saw Engel using there. You drop some bombs in the hole because Volvagia actually has 2 hitboxes. So when Volvagia comes out of that hole that you are trying to use bombs on, we call it troll holing. And Engel very nicely recovered from not 1 but 2. So, I am a little concerned. There's no reason, truly, that Kokiri sword can't be behind all dungeons, but I'm a little concerned that that boomerang has Engel committing mentally to that. Rudest check in the game. I think most people will vary on their answers. What do you think?
Probably toilet. It's just, I think the check in GTG where you play Song of Time and the swirling rupees. I think that's the rudest check. Just in a general sense.
Yeah,
What about you,
toilet.
Mel?
Yeah, the toilet is annoying to me because you do have to collect 2 sets of silver rupees to do it, and you have to have Song of Time. It's so just like resource intensive to do it. And so when it happens to, say, lock your progression entirely, awful. And yes, so the toilet is a room in Gerudo Training Grounds. When you're in the kind of like lava room area, you collect 5 silver rupees and it opens another room on the side. You play Song of Time and you have to go into a water pool and collect 5 more silver rupees. I think its official name is Sunken Silver Rupee Room. And it's bad. It's not nice.
Yeah, individually, 50 skulls is pretty rude as well.
Yeah, 50.
At least in that case, I mean, so generally speaking, the rudest checks are those that we have on our always hints, so you can usually divine that. What the racers feel are just the worst checks, kind of objectively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the child checks in Crater aren't on in these settings. So, like, the odds of you picking up the skull up there, pretty much only if you are already spawning there. The worst scrub up there is turned off. It's not an item. Big Goron, when you start with prescription, or you find your item early, and so you either have to commit to going and doing that immediately, or reverting it to prescription.
Yeah, definitely
Okay,
also
yeah.
pretty rude.
Thank you, Siberian.
Gonna have a nice swig of milk here, restore some health.
Yep. Alright, and yeah, so we are at a point here where CheckRaise is now ahead.
Definitely, I think so.
Yep, as bad as it looked originally, getting that one path hint has really swung this in his favor, and part of the reason that he pushed that path hint was missing that hook shot.
How it goes in Rando sometimes.
Yep. Cow Sanity is just a different setting that can be turned on or off. It's off in this. It just means that you need a bonus song. You go around and play it to the cows. Master Quest is just the, like, dungeon layouts that you would be looking at. Which, generally speaking, have more cows. Okay, that brings up a good point. If cow sanity is on, Link's house cow is easily the rudest of the checks.
Okay, yeah, that is very true.
I hate having to do Link's house cow.
you're hoping to see some rudeness, you might want to check out the Random Settings League.
Mm-hmm.
That shuffles just about all the options that we have in our seed generator. Not quite all, but mostly all of the settings available in the OoTR seed generator, and we're currently in the brackets for that as well. So we've had a couple of tournament matches. Go check those out on our VODs. Some very interesting seeds already in the tourney.
So fun fact, cows can go upstairs but not downstairs. Their joints just don't work properly for that. So living in the Midwest, that's a very popular senior prank, is to bring a cow into a high school and put it on an upper floor. I think the next RSL match is Tuesday. The next restream one anyway. Alright. I would say Engel really needs Hammer Chest to pay off here because that would buy him the time Check would then be wasting on Storm's checks, I would assume.
Alright, so the Nocturne check, as we were hinted, is the Song of Storms.
Mm-hmm.
That opens up bottom of the well, that opens up the Storm's Grottos. Lots of options here for CheckRaise to go hunting for the Kokiri Sword.
Yep.
Ooh. Oh my god, I can't. What a pain.
I know. I am just waiting for this to be like Nehru's and just like break our hearts.
Pause. Oh my gosh, it's Lab Dive.
No.
I mean, not logically, but it is.
I mean, yeah, you're absolutely running to Lab Dive after that. I hate all of this. If this is AD for Kokiri Sword on horseback archery, I'm leaving. That's terrible. Alright, well, this got interesting, I think.
that is definitely one for Teen Chaos, as Irish Guy states.
Starks, I actually don't know the best answer for that. Hopefully someone in chat knows better than I do how to find information about Random Settings League.
There is a channel in the general ZooTR Discord, so I think that would be your best bet. Okay, pins and needles are on the edge of our seat here.
I'm just like crying right now. Because what if our other hook shot has just been on like 10 or 20 skulls this whole time?
Oh, piece of heart. Oh god. I think, did we see 10 skulls turned in yet? I don't know that we even have.
I don't think so. That is just one item away from AD though. 10 was? Okay, thank you, Siberian.
God, we do know that wallet is... Did we see a Zora Tunic?
We didn't see a Zora Tunic, but we did see a wallet on King Zora.
And here's the other wallet on Shoot the Sun.
And here's the other wallet, so... But this is long shot locked. We
right, okay. This is long shot. Okay, alright, so... That's pretty good information, though.
Yeah, I mean, Dins does lead to Boomerang. Oh, big chest in bottom of the well here. There could also easily just be a... Oh god.
Every big chest. This is the beauty of chest size and texture matches content.
Chest trolling.
Chess troll matches contents, indeed.
Oh. Alright. Oh, another big chest here.
Is it just behind storms this whole time?
Oh my god. Alright.
No.
No, I mean, we were likely to run into a bow behind that bow. Is it possible the lake hint was for wallet? So the wallet being a separate hint means that it can't be the hinted path item.
That is one of the bow lockinest bows of all time.
Yeah.
Alright, peeking in the coffins.
Oh, just awful.
Oh.
Heart?
Heart, okay, heart.
Yeah, so Dins gave us our hammer, which gave us our bow, and the iron boots. What if the blue thing in the bottom of Icy Waters was actually Kokiri's sword and none of us saw it?
Big chest.
Oh!
Shot!
Plant! Why? Why? I swear to God.
Big chest! Gold scale! It keeps going!
This is trash. AD is on the table. All of GTG is on the table. Everything's available. Oh.
I'd feel worse if we weren't just 2 hours and 20 minutes into this seed. Like, if this was 3 hours and we were experiencing this, I'd feel a lot worse. But this is... Oh.
I don't see how... Yeah, we just need Dead Hand to have Strength 3 or some other, like, horribly troll item. Oh. I can't.
Dead Hand, what are you hiding?
I think Dead Hand is gonna have...
Lend us your secrets!
Yeah, I don't... Something bad.
Oh, nothing. Okay, it is something bad.
Alright, just a few more checks here in the well.
Engel going through the motions, hunting for the boss key in Water Temple, setting up for a potential AD play.
Yeah, I would say the worst thing for Engel is that long shot is behind storms.
Right.
And so, like, AD is actually in play. Engel has one piece of that in the boomerang. CheckRaise has one, well, and the irons. Engel will show us if the irons happen to be significant here versus that gold scale that Check has. Yes, boomerang was in Haunted Wasteland, which is Din's locked. By virtue of the bow being Din's locked.
Yeah, Mirror is in Ice Cavern, which we knew was path based upon a hint on Medigoron, which Engel does not have that information. And CheckRaise did, followed Ruto's letter into the Ice Cavern, retrieving the Mirror Shield, and Bolero, which is actually, as mentioned in the chat and by you, Mel, we've seen Engel have to hike to fire to the crater several times now, and CheckRaise, another little time save that they've gained over Engel.
Alright, CheckRaise now doing lens minigame, which we know is nothing but get your guesses in chat again.
Team Right. Staying alive thus far.
I am telling you, nothing is alright about this seed.
It's not alright this time either. Could we be seeing a left sandwich? We had a right sandwich earlier. Ah, no, not to be.
Chess game is random for each runner, yes.
Oh, and just like the seed, it was going all right until it veered directly off course. All left.
Just staring at that blue bee.
Congratulations, you've won 4 rupees since you got 4 out of 5 there.
Yeah. Alright, so CheckRaise. Going back adult because the last 2 storms checks can be done as an adult. Does he go back into fire? Does he go straight to GTG? I would think that long shot makes GTG more compelling. I really hope that we see Big Pose on the way. It's out of logic without Epona, but
Yeah, I think there is an opportunity to do Big Pose here, as you mentioned. It would be a very, very good check to skip AD. Alright, nothing behind Darklink there. Gonna play Song of Time down to the river.
Alright, so this looks like a reverse from CheckRaise here, who will have the pieces needed for all dungeons. Central Pillar was nothing, so that gold scale is going to be enough for him to do water. Tobias made the train.
Alright, nothing on river.
Yeah, not continuing to Dragon Chest. Did we see all of the items then? We must have.
Must have. Yeah.
Frogs 2 is dead.
Oh, did we see Frogs in the Rain hinted?
No. Check only did bottom of the well and not the other 3 storms checks.
Okay.
2 of which can be done as adult, of course, but yeah, Frogs in the Rain. Child only. Yeah, Engel has not been going ice as of yet, but I would expect that's where he goes now. I think Engel is starting to feel a little tilted.
Here is the boomerang for CheckRaise.
Yep. So that's all of AD available for check. Engel will have it available shortly. Yep.
Yeah,
I
wonder. Oh, please. I wonder if finding Rang there is what might cause you to check Big Pose.
Yeah. I would say, like, best case scenario for Engel here, finishes Spirit, and opts to do Jabu while Child, because I don't think Check is going to want to go back Child for a while, and will end up full clearing whatever he can as adult. And if Kokiri Sword is just behind that boomerang, which is possible, that would still fulfill all of the paths. Yeah, exactly, ATM. Jabu could easily have Kokiri Sword, and Engel going Child again to do well would really change things. Oh, it was
so
named
not anything on Icy Waters. Okay.
Yep. Fire arrows were on adult fishing. Kokiri Sword cannot be the first check in Jabu in this case. It was hinted dead, but it could be later in Jabu. But in this case, our access to Haunted Wasteland, logically, even though they were able to do it without the long shot, all of that is long shot locked, which is still behind Dins.
Check has not cleared out Adult Lake.
Nope. which we know is not going to pay out in anything. Yeah, the Kokiri sword being behind Epona would be nasty. But we'll just see.
Yeah, we'll see if Engel... We'll see Engel's reaction to this mirror shield, and if they can keep composed, or if they, like you said, might be tilt off a little further. Hope not for their sake, but...
Yeah. I imagine Engel fails immediately after the mirror shield. Because neither of those songs are particularly helpful.
Right, yeah.
They're nice. But with your spawns.
So they can't do Deku because one of the settings for this season is closed Deku. You need the Kokiri sword to get past Mido.
I believe Engel should have the hints. Well, I guess, so the only Ocarina of Time hint we've seen was right outside of Ice, actually. And Engel didn't read it coming in, I don't believe. That's fair, Pika.
Welcome, Doc Heaps, and your party of raiders. Welcome into Season 6 action here. Mel, you're good buds with Doc.
Sure.
Why don't you set the stage for them?
Hi, Doc. This is bad.
Well spoken, Mel.
It might be AD for Kokiri sword, but it might not be. We don't know. All we know is
my
that
verbosity. Mel
Din's
saying
locked
this is bad.
everything.
I love it. I love it.
Din's locked like so much of this seed. Yeah, we have no idea if it's all dungeons or not for Kokiri sword. We have all of the items for all dungeons now, and all of them were locked behind Path Din's fire. So, that's where we're at.
Yep, the entirety of the seed being behind Din's is quite interesting, really.
Yeah. Yeah, so Storm's checks, Epona's checks, Longshot locked checks, any bow locked checks, anything in water, all of it is locked behind Din's. We did see bottom of the well already from CheckRaise. Kokiri sword was not there.
Yes, check those checks.
Yep.
Speaking of new checks, left side of GTG now.
I feel like I might have commentators cursed this last night, honestly. I'm gonna remind myself how I anticipated this seed being. And I described it as a disgusting 4-hour piece of flaming trash.
Oh no.
And I'm a little afraid that's what it's gonna start looking like. It shouldn't take us another hour and a half, considering we have all of the items we need for all dungeons, but...
Yeah, the only thing that's really gonna add a ton of more time, you know, besides all dungeon, is if we have to go collect up to 20 skulls.
Oh, please no FPAs. We want everything to go smoothly. Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh god. Okay. Oh, Bo!
Bad. So by extension, that is a bow-locked bow, but that is a bow that we could have had almost immediately.
Oh, Criminy, you are right.
We could have had that bow so long ago.
That is craziness. Why would you ever be in GTG with the stone layout, though? There's no reason. There's
no.
absolutely no reason.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, coming here with just the one hook shot and your 2 strengths and your bombs, like, we talked about it. It feels bad. But it could have potentially bypassed all of the fire shenanigans. So long ago. Yeah, like 20 minutes.
Yeah, this is a play that wins a big race by about 30 minutes. But not something you do in a 1v1.
Yeah, exactly. Stone DC. Best thing of S6. Runners in chat are gonna start fighting over which, like, bad plays are actually the best play. Yeah, so those iron boots on Hammer Chest in Fire could have been a huge advantage for Engel, but CheckRaise finding that gold scale and us knowing that Central Pillar is nothing, that's no longer an advantage, unfortunately. Ganon's castle only opens up after you've collected all 6 medallions, so our Kokiri sword can't be there. It can only be something that directly locks light arrows or light arrows themselves. Target in the woods should be nothing. It could be something like a slingshot locked sling, but it should not be our Kokiri sword, given that our first slingshot was not locked behind Dins in any way. Yes, CheckRaise did bottom of the well, but none of the other storms checks. Pierre was a small key or a small item.
Yeah, Pierre was not a major item.
Yeah. Yeah, we are not guaranteed a 20 skull hint, unfortunately, and neither of our runners are compelled at all to collect those.
Yeah, there's nothing indicating that you'd need it, so.
Yeah, it should also be nothing.
Yeah, it can't really be anything, yeah.
It could be another strength, but it still wouldn't be anything.
Right, right. Fire arrows were adult fishing.
Yep.
You have to catch a real lunker to get the fire arrows.
Chuckles speaking real truths here. 20 skulls is only a sometimes hint when 50 is hard required and 20 is like trash. That's not true, but it feels that way. Yeah, CheckRaise is taking a gamble following that Din's locked boomerang. And if it's Kokiri sword in here, like, absolutely, that's going to be GG's. We don't call things too early, but there's no way Engel would finish Spirit and not go after Storm's checks, for example. But it's not done until the dot done. It just depends on where that Kokiri sword is and which decisions the runners make until we find it.
Yeah, as a race recap, the early routing really did seem to favor Engel, but as Mel just stated, CheckRaise now in a pretty comfortable lead, depending if Engel skips well, and that would be quite the play, though.
Yeah, and the big difference maker for anyone who wasn't here for the start, Engel did find a hookshot that kind of let him continue on in progression dungeons, but it meant missing a path hint that Check got to go to Ice, and getting that mirror shield and picking up the first hookshot when he did really kept him in this, and it's now made everything a little more efficient as far as how he's been able to route things. Oh god, why are we talking about box skip again? I suppose we're in Jabu. FPA is fair play agreement. Hopefully that command works here, Adam, but doesn't look like it. Basically, it says that if anything outside of the runner's control should happen during the race, they are agreeing to give their opponent 15 minutes to catch up on progress. It is cumulative, so like the other day we saw 2 virtual console crashes in one race. If they go over the 15 minutes, their opponent is not required to wait for them past that 15, but they can agree to it.
It's just a competition contract. It's a very honorable piece of these races.
No one really. Oh.
All right. I didn't say anything. I had no build up. I just let it breathe. Oh.
Just holding our breath every check here. So we know it's not in water. We will find out if it's in Jabu. And if it's not in Jabu, it's behind AD, right?
Yeah, we've hit Stone of Agony, and it is just the end of this seed. But we also saw it on Bombchu Bowling, I think.
Yep. No, horseback archery was not hinted. But we have seen all of everything except Jabu.
Is
and
it
the
1500 and always?
1500 is a sometimes.
Oh, sometimes. Okay, so it won't be hinted then, probably.
Yep.
Well, I guess we don't know. We don't know for sure.
Yeah. So one thing Engel could do, he's playing Minuet. If any of those other 3 storms checks has Kokiri Sword, this has just swung the entire way entirely again. Herbal is correct that most players who made top 128 want the 1500 check removed. But when I am playing this, I am never happier than seeing 1500 dead. That's a hint. Yep, there's Cine chiming in, remove the 1500 hint. If Doc Keeps is still here, I know he agrees. I'm pretty sure Chuckles agrees. Melons also agreeing. Riley, Zeph, you two still in chat? Dual horseback archery hint would be great.
We're running out of options for it to not be behind Baronade, so we'll see here shortly.
There's only 1 check left in Jabu. Engel is showing us another Storms check. Engel did not do Frogs 1.
Yeah, no Frogs 1, but they...
I mean, you have Nocturne. It would make a lot of sense to me to go do Frogs after this. God, if this is a big chest here, I'm gonna lose it.
Oh!
Oh!
Kokiri Sword! Oh my god!
Wow. Okay, this has just been a roller coaster. Like, absolutely. That is going to be GG's for Engel, who can go mode Deku will be back adult and going into Ganon's in like 3 minutes time. CheckRaise, for whatever reason, opted to put off the rest of those Storms checks to go do GTG, which is a reasonable play considering how many more checks there are in Training Grounds, but finding that long shot, I think, was the deciding factor here, because knowing GTG was available, I think, is what made Check fail. Alright, CheckRaise going for box skip here. Getting it on that second try. We will give a summary of the rest of the day. I believe 2 p.m. Eastern is the next restream.
I think that's right. Okay, so blink and you miss it. Here is Go Mode Deku with Dim's Fire.
It's so good.
This is like licks to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop. A 1? 2? Three. There we go.
Isn't it a 2, a 3, a 1?
Oh, I see. Zero doesn't know shit about Deku Tree.
That owl.
My apologies for the profanity. I've gone loopy with this seed.
I mean, at least it's almost over. It is almost over. Yep, Kokiri
Faded
Sword
to
was...
oblivion, this seed. Good lord.
Yeah, just get rid of it. Yeah, and again, really, hopefully we'll get these runners in here. Yeah, Engel not taking... Didn't want to equip the slingshot for the free Goma kill, but equipping it now probably isn't feeling great about where he's at. We know, of course, that it's fine. And there is Goma down. And CheckRaise is going back adult. It's likely to do water.
Yeah, likely to do water.
Mm-hmm.
And fire. Alright, into the temple we will go.
Okay, I really like this tunic color for CheckRaise.
Oh, a nice vibrant purple.
Yeah. Yeah, going back in. Already has the fire boss key, so it makes sense. We'll just quick kill Volvagia here. Yeah, Gomo Deku is insanely fast. Thanks, Purple. Oh. CheckRaise didn't grab the boss key when going through?
I suppose not?
Huh.
Kokiri Sword was in DMT Storm's Grotto, and that's what sends Engel into the Deku Tree, go-moding it in that clip, and up to Ganon's Tower.
Yep. Yeah. And...
yeah, big oofs for CheckRaise there. Just the order that you find the items sometimes a big determining factor.
Right. Finding Longshot, you know GTG is on the table, it makes a lot of sense to go there, rather than the last 3 Storms checks. But it feels really bad. Especially considering, like, the disadvantage Check was at for so long in this race, to come back the way he did and then find something that takes you off course.
Yeah, it's been pretty lights out play. A bit of a slip there on Queen Goma, recovering quickly though from Engel. But we've seen great stuff. You know, hookshot bongo kills. We've seen, of course, the bomb chew statue drop there in Shadow Temple. Just some really stellar stuff, and you'd expect nothing less from top 64.
Yep. Yeah, Longshot was in bottom of the well. Yeah, exactly. It makes total sense.
Just because it makes sense, though, doesn't always mean it is going to be the correct.
Yep, exactly.
Final decision.
It's not a wrong play to make. It just happened to be wrong for this seed.
Yeah, I think really the only thing that, you know, you'd hate to really share is to say one thing is to blame or another. It really might just be that child routing. If Czech could have routed their early game a little bit more efficiently, they may have had a little bit more time to find the Kakiri sword. Really, about the only thing that you could really say there.
Yeah. All right. Engel going up against the Iron Knuckles. So Fire Boss Key was in the lower maze there, so CheckRaise is opting to full clear fire, it looks like, before beating Volvagia.
Yeah, I think you're just desperately searching about for just about anything now in CheckRaise's shoes.
Well, yeah, again, in CheckRaise's case, AD is looking like the thing for him. But for AD to actually be a play, logically speaking, the Iron Boots have to be somewhere. And I don't think CheckRaise is like looking for irons, but unfortunately this is going to be a little bit of like confirmation bias that it's AD finding these irons up here.
Gonna run right into him at the hammer chest.
Yeah, so the Kokiri sword is locked behind Din's because of what Purple has put here. Din's led us to a hammer in shadow to a bow in fire. The bow is hard required for Forest Temple completion, which gave us Song of Storms, which gave us our Kokiri sword. Because Storms was on Burning Cack today.
Alright, into Ganondorf. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. That's Ganondorf down. Nicely done by Engel.
Yep. Yeah, one of those looked a little slow, and I was like, ooh.
Nothing but clinches here in the last, like, 15 minutes of this race.
Yes, especially, again, Engel probably feels like he's going to lose any second.
They could be sniped at any moment, yeah.
And we know that's not this, exactly what I am saying, what we're seeing from Czech. You just miss the rhythm a little bit on these flare dancers. You're like, ugh, running around now.
Saying the rhythm is gonna get you.
Yep. You didn't know Ocarina of Time Randomizer was actually a rhythm game until you started fighting everything, and you're like,
until you played Skater Boy to fight Bongo Bongo.
Until you're playing Skater Boy to fight Bongo Bongo. Exactly.
All right, Ganon fight, round 1. Fight.
1. Three. Interestingly enough, there is a Ocarina of Time Randomizer DDR. It just stands for Dungeon Door Requirement.
Round 2.
Alright, there are those irons for Czech. We are playing standard rule set today. I know. Alright, get your GGs in chat, everyone.
That's gonna be a GG. calling in the tag team partner. Zelda gonna line up the final shot for Engel here. Take it, Mel.
All right, GG's. Engel gonna be finishing in first place, a time of 2:51.37. Will be advancing to lower bracket round 3. And unfortunately, that does mean CheckRaise is out of the tournament. And we haven't talked about this yet, but the stream is actually on a 20-minute delay, so we are joined by both Engel and CheckRaise. GG's, welcome in.
Good game, well played, guys.
GG's.
Any thoughts you want to share with us about the seed?
Like I told Check in the race time, I thought I had lost that for like the last hour of that seed.
I felt just as bad because of the hook shot situation.
Yeah, we really saw that dynamic play out throughout the race. Seeing a late hook acquisition for you, CheckRaise, and then kind of wandering about from Engel, just searching for anything really to get that mirror shield.
Oh, because see, I thought I got that hook shot in outside of Spirit pretty late because I was annoyed because I'd already run around Forest and Fire, and
yeah, I went and looked. I got
didn't
it
have
50
those
minutes after you.
Uh,
So I just was gambling a little bit after that.
Yeah, but it did ultimately, like, you made a stellar comeback. You were definitely at a disadvantage without that hook shot, but it did lead you to kind of doing some more information searching. You ended up going to ice, which meant that kind of your song layout was a little better, which really helped you, you know, in the long run. So, Check, I hate to ask, but you found that long shot in bottom of the well. And I'm assuming that's why you went to GTG rather than finishing up your storms checks.
No matter what, long shot has to be before GTG anyway. So it didn't really matter if you find it there or somewhere else because it's going to be somewhere else before GTG. So it shouldn't really infect you going to GTG. So my plan was to go there regardless. I mean, I just like at that point, I'm trying to figure out how to route the rest of the seed overall efficiently. And doing those checks after doing Fire, I think, made the most sense.
Sure.
So those were the next steps, was to do the Fairy Fountain and both Storms checks after I was done with Vopagia.
Sure.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yep.
And Engel, you ended up pushing those kind of one-off storms checks before well.
yeah, I felt behind, so I said I'll do the quick storms checks and then go into the well because, again, at that point I'm thinking. Well, I was thinking a lot of things. It was like, well, long shot's probably in the well to start making this make sense. And then I'm like, is this AD for Epona now? Like, running out of options. So,
yeah, finding that boomerang and then the irons was pretty concerning.
Finding the irons was awful because, you know, you have the Din's Path, which only gets you hammer, that gets you bow, and then I'm like, well. I think at one point I reversed to GTG because I was like, maybe Epona's in ice, and maybe it's something bow or hammer locked in GTG, which, you know, I got nothing from there. So then I go back into Fire, and there's this stupid Iron Boots, and I'm like, okay, that's locked by the Dins. Well, let's double check the rest of Lake. Let's double check everything in Lake. Okay, nothing in Lake. I guess we're doing water, because what else do I do but, you know, see if the irons are part of the path.
Yeah, this seed was really complicated because of everything being locked by Dins. Like, I think you'd have an easier time saying what wasn't rather than what was. So you never got the Oot hint, Engel? Is that?
I don't think so, or I forgot if I saw it.
Okay. We were trying to think back, and it's in Fountain, I believe.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't get it.
Yeah, I think CheckRaise was the one who showed us.
Yeah,
'Cause
so I
they-
had it early, so that makes sense.
Yeah, because I put off Fountain because I knew Longshot couldn't be there. I knew the sword couldn't be there. I was like, the only thing really would be the stupid mirror shield,
Yeah, it was hinted too. You
which
missed
yeah,
the
I didn't
hints.
see that. I didn't see the hint, which got me for a while.
Yeah, that was at
So-
Medigoron.
Yeah.
So the paths that you did have, what did you think of them? Because on our side, we were like, these are kind of bad. We
Yeah.
don't think these are very good.
I was confused for a second when I got hovers in forest, and I was like, oh no, the hammer is in shadow.
Mhm.
And then I looked at my bomb chew count in shadow, and I was like, if you had 2 shots at doing this
Yo.
trick,
I had the same amount.
Yes,
Yes.
you both had 2 chews. Which, great job, CheckRaise. It looked like you were probably looking up a video how
Yep,
to do
that's
that after
exactly
the
what I was
first
doing.
one. Yep.
because
I
that
pulled up
comes
the
up
wrong
so
video
rarely.
and screwed it up.
But great job recovering on that. It can be really nerve-wracking, of course, to have 1 shot and just
Yeah,
nice.
you hadn't pushed the shortcut block. Yep, it was.
Yeah, I was all in on that.
Yep. High pressure recovery. Great job. Engel, you showed us something that we don't usually see very often, scumming an entire child segment basically to do lens minigame.
Oh yeah, I mean, I beat Shadow, and I'm like, well, let's see what the reward, what the item is for getting it, and it's the stupid lens, and I'm like, well, maybe Fire has the long shot to beat Shadow, and there's a bow or sword in the lens game, so I was like, I'll just scum it because I'm here.
Mhm.
Yeah, we
Like,
saw
why
the
not?
gears kind of like grind to a halt and then immediately start back up again. I love the decision making there.
Yeah, I was like, it's faster to just like check this first than like,
Mhm.
full clear Fire, and then if it's like I said, like long shot to logically, beat Shadow, that would have been awful.
Yeah, so we saw this towards the end. CheckRaise showed us where the last bow happened to be in GTG. That was
Okay.
actually available like 20 minutes in.
It's just there behind the silver gauntlets block. I
Just
mean, there's
very-
no reason for you
yeah.
to ever have gone
Yeah,
there so
no
early,
reason,
yeah.
absolutely no reason to be there. Like, it's a very Dins and bow locked, but we were just, of course there's a bow here that they could have gotten almost
Yeah.
immediately, and instead you get these absolutely trash hints pointing to this bow in Fire.
So, unfortunately, Check, this will be the end of your tourney. Any final words or thoughts for fans, well-wishers, or other tourney competitors for you as you will be exiting the losers bracket here?
No, just thanks everybody for running it. Still got multi-world going on, so look forward to that.
That's right. Yeah, you're still in multi-world competition, so good luck to that, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck. Engel, you are staying. I'm pulling up the bracket right now.
You got a tall task before you here. Of course, every match is coming up here. What do we got, Milkweed, up for Engel?
Yeah, so your opponent hasn't been decided yet. They are facing off tomorrow, I believe. Sea Falcon versus Mr. Mario.
Yeah, that's it's gonna be tough either way. I mean, obviously, Mr. Mario was the one who knocked me out of top 16 last year, so
So looking for a little revenge, maybe.
maybe revenge
Little
if it's
payback.
us, or Bobby too is like so good.
Mhm.
Like, I swear he beats me a lot of the time in random pickup races and weeklies and stuff. So like, yeah, it's gonna be a tough, but I think it'll be a fun matchup next time.
Yeah, you were in this position last tournament. And you made a big run through losers, so maybe you can repeat that again and perhaps pick up some revenge along the way.
Yeah, like I said, it'll definitely be a fun matchup. So look forward to it.
Yeah, very excited. Good luck in that. Any other final thoughts? Otherwise, probably start doing our shout outs and give a rundown of what's coming next on Zelda Speedruns?
I think that's all I got. Just, GG's check. Sorry we had such a dumb mess of a seed there.
That is fine. It's fun. GG's.
Yeah,
All
good
right.
game to both of our runners. Take us away, Mel.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, please. All right. Thank you then. For myself, Hagmania, I'm thanking you all for joining us here today for Season 6 action. We have Engel and CheckRaise in the interview, and they had completed this race for us. Thank you for the restream agreement. Our trackers today were Purple, ATM Shadow. Joining me in the booth is Melqui. Thank you so much. Our race monitor today was Sonic Arpika. Doing the restream today is Siberian. You will hear from them in just a moment. I'm Hagmania, signing off. Thank you for joining us in Zooter Season 6 action.
Yeah, again, thanks to all the volunteers and runners. And next up here on ZSR at 5:20 Eastern, we have the next Arena of Time Standard Tournament Season 6 match between Iceland and Xeno here in about an hour. Oh, no, it's Rockshock versus Morso Lion. Ice 9 and Xeno is tomorrow at 5:20 Eastern. And Sea Falcon versus Mario is at 7:20 PM Eastern tomorrow. For more Zelda content, make sure to check our schedule. And thank Hackmania for pointing out we also are looking for volunteers for any races of OoTR or any other Zelda games, so check those links. And we're going to raid over to ZSR3, where we have the Minish Cap Randomizer weekly going on right now. So, any final words from any of you?
No, just thanks everyone for joining us.
Then thank you very much for watching, and see you next time here on ZSR.